So I'm just out on the plot after the big freeze, and I've got a lot of stuff to plant today. Stuff that should have been planted a week to 10 days ago, but I had to keep it back because of the big freeze. And it was pretty bad actually, and I'm pleased that I did hold things back because it got down to -11 outside wind chill. In the polytunnel it was about -6, and I suspect it was about -6 outside as well. And new plantings just wouldn't have survived that. Even things like lettuce, I think, you know, they weren't hardened off, it was just too much for them. So yeah, it was a good decision, but the result is a lot of really sorry looking plants. Still worth planting, still worth giving them a go, but not perfect. But let's get on. Okay, so this is the planting bench. A lot, as I said, of very leggy lettuces. They were just perfect 10 days ago, and now I think they're about 5 weeks old, a little bit too big, a bit floppy, but I think they'll pull through. I've got some turnips, same sort of story there, and some very sorry for themselves little peas, and these are sugar snap peas. I only need to plant about 6 of these, but anyway, they are what they are. So what I also want to do is get the cold frame top on these strawberries. I like to make sure that the strawberries get a good few frosts on them before I cover them up, and I think they've definitely had enough frost now. So yeah, they're about ready. And these are what I think of as my second early strawberries, and the first earlies are in the polytunnel, and they're looking great. They're up there in those hanging baskets. I really love these hanging baskets. I get them about 3 weeks early, I think, from these, but obviously I don't get quite as good a yield as the ones in the cold frame. So the strawberries are going to stay like that now, well vented, until they've got flowers basically, and then I shall be opening this up for the bees. So I've just cleaned this bed up. It was charred, and I put those peas in before the big freeze, and they've all done fine. Just a little bit of an issue there with mice probably, but seem to be okay. Just put these little strings in just to hold them up off the ground, and I'll put some more strings in because they're already outgrowing these first ones. And I cleared those spring onions, and so I'm just going to put sugar snaps just down the end there, and then I've prepared this bed just with poultry manure pellets composted with seaweed, and I'm just going to mulch it over with that spent mushroom compost. So yeah, I'm quite excited to get this bed done. So they looked a bit rough in the modules, but look all right now. So Oregon sugar pod at that end, sugar snaps at this end. Should be a nice early crop there, hopefully sometime in May. So I've dibbed the holes with my trusty dibber, and the lettuces are on a grid with a reasonable spacing because I don't actually need that many lettuces at this time of year. And in the centres are going to be turnips. So that's the turnips in, 3 or 4 plants per module. So there we go, that's all in. There's a nice selection of lettuces there. I think it's Larini at that end, Canasta, Grenoble Red, Bijou, Smile and Grenoble Red. Now these haven't been hardened off, so I'm going to have to close the tunnel on them, and for that reason I haven't watered them. I watered the planting hole, the modules have been watered, but I'm not going to put any more moisture into there while it's closed up. I'll leave it closed or very slightly vented for 3 or 4 days, and then I'll just gradually vent it more as time goes on. So the only place I could find to interplant the last of those turnips was into this spinach bed, and it's going to be a kind of race against time to see whether the spinach completely swamps the turnips, or whether the turnips manage to grow into big enough plants to cope. Obviously we'll be harvesting the spinach every week. We'll just have to see how it goes. It was either that or throw them away. And it's a similar story in this bed where the radish are interplanted. Who knows? So I hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve. This is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.